Welcome back, 1013, little bit of change. Cindy in the studio. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, loving it. You know, the 40th anniversary of Villa Rose coming down the pipeline next week. We're a week away.
We are a week away next week.
Well, and honestly, this is such a great milestone for Villa Rose, and not one that, you know, a lot of companies and spots really have the opportunity to celebrate.
You're exactly right. It's quite an accomplishment for 40 years. Well, absolutely.
And how has the team been kind of celebrating this one?
Well, I was going to say we've been planning since January. So we are doing kind of a twofold. We're doing celebration with residents and then celebration with community. So next week, starting on Monday, we will kick it off with some of the resident celebrations. So we'll have Steve with Bunkhouse Joe come in and serve coffee. So almost every day we've got something going on. But then the big event for the community is on Tuesday. So Tuesday from July 22nd from 3 to 6, we will open our doors for the community to come in. We'll have refreshments, appetizers, and drinks and show off a little bit of the community. And then I was going to say, as the week goes on, we always do a carnival with residents. That's fun. They love that. We play games in the lobby. We'll serve corn dogs and cotton candy and things like that for them. But then this year, Thursday is always our nice dinner for the residents, but this year we're kind of taking it to a whole new level. So we are having a drone show on Thursday.
No way.
Yes, we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we are doing a nice dinner for our residents on Thursday evening, but then at 9:15, the community can check out a drone show at Villa Rose.
That's so cool. Now, how long is it going to last for?
So it's about a 15-minute drone show. There's 150 drones that will be in the sky that will do different images. So, we again started planning this in January. So, so we're quite excited about that.
And it's open to the public.
It is open to the public. I was going to say they can park anywhere. The churches on Moreland Road, so Zion Lutheran, Bethalto Church of God, Cornerstone, and First Baptist have all opened their parking lots to people who can just come and watch the show.
And what time was that again?
9:15 is when the drones will take off.
And what date was that?
That's Thursday, the July 24th.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to link that in the write-up, too, to make sure we get more details on that. But, I mean, that's so cool.
It is a cool thing. It is. Yeah. I'm not sure we've had a drone show in the area.
No, I don't think we have. You're the first.
Yeah, we're very excited. The first 40 years ago to open a senior living community in the area. And
really? I didn't realize you guys were the first.
Yeah, we were one of the very first independent living communities in the area. Still family owned today. We are the only family owned community in the Riverbend area.
Really? Mm-hmm, see, that's really important details too. You know, especially when folks are truly looking for that type of run organization.
Yep, absolutely. I was going to say, I think our community just has a different feel, and I think that's part of it. It's just family. It's family owned, and the family's involved in the operations, and I just think it makes a huge difference on the way that we're able to serve residents.
Well, I'm really excited to be a part of your 40th, celebration. This is 3 to 6 next Tuesday, the 22nd, and we'll be live.
Right, you're coming.
I'm going to be there.
I know. We're going to have an area set up for you, and you can visit with people, and we are looking forward to having you come.
Well, and now what can folks at the villas expect, during that celebration for those 3 hours?
So they can come in, they can tour the community. We don't have a lot of open availability, but we do have a couple of rooms that we're going to showcase.
Good.
So yes, they can come in and tour the community. The staff will be there to visit with them. Again, we're going to offer some refreshments, and there's plenty of, if you've not been to Villa Rose, we have lots of common space. So there's plenty of space for you to sit and visit and network with other people in the community. We look forward to all of our community members coming out, and some of our dignitaries and our village people will be there as well. So.
Well, and honestly, this is really cool. So it's an open house style. Mm-hmm. And then refreshments and drinks are going to be there?
You got it. Absolutely. So residents are going to sacrifice, and they're going to do a boxed dinner, a boxed lunch to their room so that we can use the dining room to set up a nice little spread for our visitors.
That's interesting. That's really cool they're doing that, too.
Absolutely.
Now, how are the residents feeling about the 40th and all the fun?
Well, they're excited about all of the different events that are going to go on for them. So especially our Thursday night, we're having the brass store come in and cater a dinner for them.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so they're very much looking forward to that.
Heck, I'd be too.
Yeah. Well, we are going to take care of them.
That's right. Well, this is so cool. And you guys have done it right for 40 years. And that's why, truly you wouldn't be here if the mission wasn't being accomplished.
Yeah, I was going to say, we did a 40th anniversary video. I would encourage people to go out to our social media and check that out. But it talks about, it wasn't always easy. Like 40 years ago, senior living wasn't even heard of. People didn't know what it was. We have still continued to combat the nursing home. We're not a nursing home. And so it was so ahead of its time. We talk a little bit in the video. The Balsters family is the one that built the community. And there was one member of the family, Harold, who had the vision. He had went out to California and he had this vision of building this community. And then he brought it back to Bethalto, and him and his brother. And then
I love this.
One of the brother's sons built it as well. So it's a third generational ownership. But it was unheard of. So like for a portion, when they first opened, they actually rented a side to like college kids and single adults just to, help pay the mortgage on the building, right? Because people didn't even know what senior living was.
Well, and honestly, I think that's so innovative because you're right. I mean, it was generational homes, and everything else. And, to provide that, it's got to be scary at the time to do something new, but also to look back 40 years and go, wow, they did something right here,
Right. Yeah. Wasn't always easy, but now you can look back and go, it was worth the work.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk with Cindy more over this 40 years. This is such an important milestone. But I did find that video on your social media, and we'll play that for you now before we take that commercial break. So get a chance to kind of dive in here, meet some of the residents too. I think this is so cool, and we'll come back after the commercial break on RiverBender.com and on Roku TV.
Golden days, we were wild and free, running through fields, no chains to keep. The sky felt endless, dreams so high, no thoughts of tomorrow, no need to try. Oh, forever young, in our hearts we'll stay, chasing the sun, never lose our way. But time moves on, and seasons change, still we hold on to the light of those days. Now the streets have changed, so have we. Faces we knew, now lost in the breeze. The echoes of laughter still ring clear, but shadows of time bring the fear. Oh, forever young, in our hearts we'll stay, chasing the sun, never lose our way. But time moves on, and seasons change, still we hold on to the light of those days. Why do we fight what we can't control? Is it fear of losing or fear of the old? In every wrinkle, there's a story to tell. Every step forward is a moment to dwell.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
I think it is really important that the community understand whether they formed a general partner.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Attila Fest is coming to Alton Amphitheater on July 26th. Presented by D. Smith Promotions, hosted by Reason to Doubt Podcast. Don't miss your chance to see Big Boogie and Boozy Badass live on stage with special guests Dirty Muggs, Borderline, Marquise Knox, and NKG Band. For VIP and slots, call Queen at 314-967-8999. Attila Fest. Don't miss it.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 10:25, a little bit of change. Back with Cindy Villarose celebrating 40 years. And by the way, I played the wrong video, but because that one got like 29,000 views. How cool of a video was that?
I know.
I like the one with his dad too. That was
I know. That is, yes, the one where, it was a very cool project that we did. As a matter of fact, I think there's a part 2 to it, but our activity director kind of headed that up and collected all those photos, and it was a great success.
Well, this is just what's going to be an even bigger success. I'm telling you, this anniversary week is going to be huge for you guys. And now you were saying you got 124 rooms?
124 rooms. Yep. There's 109, 111 residents.
Wow.
So we do have some rooms that are under construction. So as people vacate, we try to do a renovation. So we do have a few rooms that are under construction. I do have a few available rooms. Our occupancy really stays in the 90%. So
that's a great problem to have.
It is a great problem to have. So I was going to say we are running an anniversary special. If you come in and rent a room, you get $200 off your rent for the first 3 months, and then half of your application. The application fee typically is $250. It's $125.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it holds your room for 30 days while you prepare to move in. So I was going to say we offer, studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. We do have some suites. We don't have any suites available. And we have some 1-bedroom different options like standards and enhanced rooms, things like that. Again, those enhanced are limited in our availability, but right now I do have a few open rooms, and our price ranges are anywhere from $2,000 a month up to like $3,100 a month if you're in a suite. So,
wow.
So they're pretty affordable when you start to look at like what senior living is costing.
Yeah.
Most of them are in the 4,000s, and we do. I just had a family the other day say, we don't understand your pricing. We're we're not corporate, and not a huge percent, not 30% of every room is going back to support a corporate office. So we are able to keep our rates a little more affordable.
And that's so important, not to cut you off, but because sometimes I think in this new generation, or just the way the world works now, we think sometimes what's going on here if the rates are so low.
Correct.
And there's nothing to it. It's just you're able to provide something that corporate organizations cannot.
Exactly. So you're exactly right. They think, well, this has to be too good to be true. Right. I mean, so I think a lot of times if they can come out and see the community, a lot of times when you're coming out and touring, you'll meet residents. Residents typically just stop and want to share their experience with Villa Rose with people. They're just so happy to be there. And so I think most of the time, if people will come out and look at the community, then most of the time they decide that that's the place to be.
Well, and honestly, I was telling you, I looking at this video, I mean, I didn't, even still, you don't realize how large of a facility you have. And really just because I've driven by it a couple of times and I never really put two and two together, but to have over 120 apartments and 9 residents right now is just pretty amazing. And it seems like your residents are staying.
They are. So typically 6 to 8 years is our longevity.
Wow.
I always tell people, don't miss the window. There's this window where you try to get in and you can enjoy it, right?
Yes.
You can enjoy the activities and you can enjoy. So if they come in the right time, they're there 6 to 8 years. Longevity is big. So it's Villa Rose's 2 pluses put together. That's the diagram. It from end to end, from north to south, it's 2 football fields long.
That's 200 yards. That's incredible.
It's 119,000 square feet.
That's a lot of building to manage.
It is a lot of building. Yeah. So people don't realize it. When you come in, you get a sense of, oh, this is big.
Yeah.
And it is a good sized community. But one of the great benefits is that we do have all those rooms to share our costs, so we can really offer a lot of services.
That's what I think is so amazing about this, because you're getting great quality care, from a great staff. How many on staff, do you know?
So we have about 38 for Villa Rose employees. The majority of them are in our kitchen. So we serve 3 meals a day. That's a lot of 300 people, 300 meals a day. So a lot of them are our kitchen staff, but we have about 19 full-time staff, and then we have some part-time staff. So
it's incredible.
It is.
And now take me through this week of fun that we're getting ready to have.
So again, residents are going to have a whole slew of things. On Monday, Bunkhouse Joe will be there. In the afternoon, we'll have coffee and conversation. And then Tuesday is the big community event. We're going to do a little thing with residents on Tuesday morning, but then Tuesday afternoon, we're focusing on our community from 3 to 6. You're coming.
Yes.
So we're excited about that. And then Wednesday, we'll have a carnival in the afternoon for residents. So we'll have games set up in the lobby, and then we'll offer carnival food, and they'll have little prizes.
That's awesome.
They love it.
Does it get competitive with the games?
Oh, it does.
Yes, I bet it does.
It absolutely does. We have done the carnival for a couple years, and it is the first year we had it, it was quite surprising, the line of them to try to play the games. It just
That's
was
awesome.
Yeah. So, you just rekindled this youth within them, right? So that is going to be on Wednesday. And then Thursday is the big dinner. We have a mandatory afternoon nap because I'm going to keep them up late. So everyone in the building, including the staff, need to go take a nap because we are having a drone show in the evening and we want them all outside. So, they tend to want to go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. The party's just getting started.
Yeah, not on Thursday. Not on Thursday. It's time to go back in time a little bit and stay out a little bit.
That's exactly right. So there will be a wonderful dinner. Brass Door's going to cater for us. And then the Granite City Swing Band
They're
will
great.
be here.
They're playing a lot of spots.
Yeah, they're going to come in the evening and play for us, and then we'll all all go outside for the drone show. And again, we want to invite the community.
Yeah, that's right.
To come to the drone show. I was going to say, any of the churches that are on Moreland Road have agreed to open their parking lots up. So, Zion Lutheran on the corner and Bethalto Church of God, those both have opened their parking lots for people to park. It's going to be a 15-minute show, so you can just pull in your car and get out and watch the show right there. Cornerstone and First Baptist of Bethalto, again, have all opened up their parking lots. So we're excited. There'll be 150 drones that will take off from the south side of Villa Rose, but it'll be 500 feet in the air. So people will be able to see it from all around. And it will be, again, about a 15-minute show.
It's incredible. I mean, I really, really like this. And now that's going to start at 9:15 on Thursday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look up in the sky. That's all I can tell you. This is so cool. And now, with that being said, how are you just feeling about all this? I mean, the mountain of work to celebrate the 40th has now come to the head. I mean, now it's just time to enjoy.
Yeah. So we'll, day by day. It's a little stressful. You want everything to come off without a hitch, and again, it's twofold. You want the residents to have a great week, and then you also want to make sure that we also are hospitable to the community. Yeah. So, I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. I have a great team of people, and we've all, like I said, the core department heads started working on this in January. And so we've been planning for a long time, and I'm confident it's going to come off without a glitch.
Well, and we'll be on site 3 to 5 p.m. on July the 22nd to talk with a few of the resident staff, whatever we decide to do. I'm excited about it. And is there anything else left to talk about right now?
I don't think so. I just really want to invite the community to come out and see the community, come visit with us, see what we have to offer. If somebody is considering senior living, give us a call, come take a look before you make a decision.
And save big.
Yeah, exactly.
With the open house rates and specials, but also the fact that, you aren't abiding by a corporate office to kick back up to,
Yeah, there is just something special about making a decision and knowing the person behind it and knowing their family.
Yep.
I know you're going to show our 40th anniversary and video, and that's one of the things that I talk about. Like I'll meet residents in the hall. I know where every single resident lives. I know their family. That makes a big difference. It really does.
Absolutely. Before we say so long for now to Cindy, we'll be back there at Villa Rose on Tuesday from 3 to 5. At the event's 3 to 6, and then Thursday 9:15 is that drone show. We're going to be talking with Gene over at Riverbend Head Start, and really just to talk about the importance of Christmas in July in a couple of minutes. We're going to be a little delayed on that because I want to show you this 40th anniversary video. It's a beautiful one and really just showcases the great facility that is Villa Rose. We'll see this and come back with Gene right afterwards on RiverBender.com and Roku.
I think it is really important that the community understands that Villa Rose is family owned.
Family started it, created it, still running it, almost 40 years later.
This is the same family that built the building. They watched the concrete being poured. They watched the trusses being put in place.
It's family oriented. When you walk into this place, you have a front desk person who's very personable. You don't see that at many other places.
I really enjoy myself here because I can be independent. Plus, I have a girlfriend.
Harold Balsters and Melvin Balsters were brothers, and Ken Balsters is Melvin's son. And so the three together formed a general partnership. Ken brought his son, Brett Balsters, into the ownership as well. Brett has been in this building for 21 years. He knows the building like the back of his hand.
I was essentially born into it. It's about as much a part of me as I am it at this point. This place has probably the single largest contributing factor to my development. It's pretty much given me everything.
Harold was a developer, and Harold was the visionary behind Villa Rose.
Harold developed a lot of the subdivisions in Bethalto, and he was my friend. I really admired him. He was a real entrepreneur.
Harold went out to California. and he saw a senior living community being built. And he came back with this idea to build something like that here in Bethalto. Building it was a giant task, and then it was so ahead of its time. No one in the area knew what senior living meant or was. The original concept was affordable housing for seniors. We still hold true to that today.
In 2013, my mom had passed away, and I had noticed some things with my dad. He wasn't remembering things. He was getting lost. He was forgetting to turn off the stove. He needed a place, a safe place to live, so I began searching. As I was looking into Villa Rose, I discovered just how inexpensive it was, and when I came in, it just felt like home.
I tell people when they move in, we will become family because we'll see you every day. We want them to be comfortable and come to us, and ask us for things. We want to be helpful to them.
My dad, he just flourished. Villa Rose became that home away from home for my dad, and it was a place that I felt that he would be safe and well taken care of.
When I stop and I just reflect for just a moment on the amount of people's lives that we touch, it's kind of overwhelming. I mean, when you start thinking of 40 years and all of the families, like you can't be in this business if you don't care about people.
I'm continually amazed at the staff here.
We're always trying to make things better, always striving to improve.
Cindy's been a great leader. She's always trying to come up with ways to make things better.
The seniors that we serve, I can walk the halls and tell you their names. I can tell you what apartment they live in. I can tell you their family members that walk through the doors.
Cindy, the executive director, kept saying, hey, you know, we'd really love for you to come work at Villa Rose. And it was really a no-brainer for me. I pretty much felt like this was family, and it was such a perfect fit. I, as the activity director, have so many ideas, and I want to make sure that these residents are up and active. One of the things that I really encourage people to do is to combine the old with the young. So I've collaborated with many of the schools around here and bring the kids in, and to see them interact with each other, it's wonderful. And the young is learning from the old because they have so much to give, and the old are learning from the young.
I'm hopeful that Villa Rose will continue to offer this quality, personalized service to the residents and the families. I am very thankful to the families that entrust me with their loved ones.
Harold, I'd like to thank you. I'm just pleased that he had a vision in his mind to create a place like this. I feel very confident it's going to be a place to be for people that want to be independent but still have assistance when they need it, and provide them a good lifestyle. It really is mind-boggling, the effect it's had on the community. Its reputation is exemplary.
We wouldn't be out here doing our thing, providing the great villas to our elderly friends and family. You help make us what we are.
Everything here has just been amazing, and to see the residents thrive, I just love the fact that I can do this and help someone every single day.
We're touching their lives, we're making an impact, and I want them to look forward to the day. I'm hopeful that we just will get better and better and better at what we do.
Oh, Villa Rose, thank you for the memories, and thank you for making my life better, and a happy anniversary. 40 years is a good long time. I love this place.
Happy anniversary, Villa Rose. Thank you so much for all the memories.
Happy 40th anniversary to Villa Rose, and thank you all, and we look forward to the next 40.
Happy anniversary, Villa Rose. What a ride. Here's to 40 more.
Attila Fest is coming to Alton Amphitheater on July 26th. Presented by D. Smith Promotions, hosted by Reason to Doubt Podcast. Don't miss your chance to see Big Boogie and Boozy Badass live on stage with special guests Dirty Muggs, Borderline, Marquise Knox, and NKG Band. For VIP and slots, call Queen at 314-967-8999. Attila Fest. Don't miss it.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I've been to church, I've read the book, I know he's here, but I don't look near as often as I should. Yeah, I know I should. His fingerprints are everywhere, I just slow down to stop and stare, open my eyes and man, I swear.
Welcome back. 10:41, little bit of change on this Monday morning. Wanted to fill you in on a couple of three things that I saw before we moved this morning right along on this Monday, the 21st day of July. Here's what you need to know. Some news briefs for you. One out of Venice. Dalton Brown has the story. A local woman is facing multiple criminal charges after carrying a loaded firearm in a car with no registration, driving on a suspended license, and more. Queen A.J. Walker, 27 of St. Louis, was charged on the 9th of July with a Class 4 felony count of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, Class A misdemeanor counts of driving on a suspended license, and offenses related to possession of titles and registration, as well as a petty offense of unlawfully operating a vehicle without valid registration. Walker allegedly carried an SCCY 9mm pistol in a vehicle, which was uncased, loaded, and immediately accessible. She did not have a valid FOID card at the time of the offense. Walker had also reportedly drove a white Ford Fusion on Illinois Route 3 and Broadway in Venice while her driver's license was suspended. She is additionally accused of attaching a Missouri license plate to the car, which was not authorized for use on the vehicle, which had no proper registration. The case against Walker was presented by the Venice Police Department, and she was granted pretrial release. Also in the news today, Sydney Sinks has this one out of East Alton. Airline Care Clinic is offering affordable back-to-school and sports physicals. Nurse practitioner Elizabeth Betsy Dykeman understands that summer is a busy time, and back-to-school season can get expensive as families purchase school supplies, clothing for their children. That's why she's offering $40 physicals to fulfill the back-to-school and sports requirements so kids can return to the classroom healthy and ready to learn. It makes me really happy to do it, she said. From July until September, Dykeman will offer special $40 back-to-school and sports physicals. You can bring the necessary paperwork to Airline Care Clinic, or the clinic can provide that paperwork that you'd need to fulfill the back-to-school and sports requirements, so a dual purpose. Airline Care Clinic currently accepts accepts Medicaid, Medicare, and cash. Dykeman noted that most urgent cares or other clinics charge between $65 to $100 for these physicals. Our goal is to provide an affordable alternative so families can stay out of those urgent cares and emergency rooms and still get the care that they need. I'm just trying to help out, she said. There's a lot of people that fall through the cracks. They charge a lot of money for sports physicals and Department of Transportation physicals. And then there's people that can't get into their primary care provider for an earache or sore throat or sinus infection, and I'm here to provide for that. They're located over there at 33 East Airline Drive in East Alton. The Airline Care Clinic offers walk-ins from 7:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and 6 to 9 p.m. on Sundays. You can also call 618-908-8602 to schedule that appointment today. Dykeman noted that she currently does not offer immunizations, but families can stop by the health department to get the vaccines they need. She hopes people come by Airline Care Clinic to receive care year-round. She believes her $40 back-to-school special for school and sports physicals are especially helpful for busy families, and she encourages caregivers to bring their children in and take care of their health care needs so they can enjoy the summer and back-to-school season without all that stress. Here's what she had to conclude with the story. I know a lot of people wait until the last minute to get them done, so I'm hoping to help out on the front, she added. For more information about Airline Care Clinic, including to schedule an appointment, contact Dykeman at 618-908-8602. That's 618-908-8682. Or you can visit the official airlinecareclinic.com website, and you can read more about Airline Care Clinic on RiverBender.com and learn more about their offerings too. So wanted to fill you in on those things as well as this Monday morning starts to roll around the corner. There is one final news story for you out of the St. Louis Metro East, and that's out of St. Louis. A 31-year-old detainee did die Saturday night following an altercation at the City Justice Center. It's prompted an investigation by the St. Louis Police and statements from city officials emphasizing accountability. Samuel Hayes Jr. wasn't involved in a fight with another detainee in a shared cell around 8:20 p.m., according to the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department spokesperson Mitch McCoy. After the confrontation, Hayes reportedly did not comply with jail staff directives and was placed in a restraint chair. He was found unresponsive at approximately 10 p.m. and transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The Justice Center notified police of the in-custody death at 11:35 p.m. The Force Investigation Unit of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department are currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the incident. Mayor Kara Spencer, who was informed of Hayes' death Sunday, expressed condolences to his family and pledged a thorough review. Doug Burris, the Commissioner of Defense of Division of Corrections, confirmed that Hayes was pronounced deceased at a local hospital and emphasized the seriousness of any death in custody. Here's what he had to say. The Division of Corrections recognizes that any death in custody is a profoundly serious matter and extends its deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased. The safety and well-being of those individuals in our care are a fundamental responsibility, and incidents of this nature are treated with the highest level of scrutiny. This marks the first in-custody death during Mayor Spencer's administration. However, more than a dozen deaths occurred in jail under the previous administration as the investigation remains ongoing. At 10:46, that's your news brief. We'll take a quick break and come back and wrap up the Monday morning right after this on Roku and RiverBender.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Alrighty, 10:49, little bit of change. Some different news stories for you today. I don't want to call it the All-Star Award, but I'll use the music. So, a 911 call about a person trapped in the rushing water of a canal led to emergency responders in California turning up to the discovery of what is just a discarded blow-up doll. Darn. Fresno police and firefighters were summoned to the canal near McKinley and Peach Avenues on a report of a person possibly deceased trapped against a grate by the rushing water. They arrived to find what initially appeared to be a body was in fact a life-size blow-up doll. Authorities alerted the irrigation district to have the doll removed. Police in New Zealand actually responded to a similar situation last year when a woman walking with her dog on the Tope Beach spotted what appeared to be a headless body of a woman washed up on the sand. Police arrived ready to work and then discovered the apparent corpse was actually just a realistic, adult toy. Be careful what you throw away. Hey, what about this? Some positive news. A man accidentally, this is in Massachusetts, a Massachusetts man accidentally bought 2 identical tickets. Why would you do that? I would, just in case, 2's true. But he bought them for the same Powerball drawing, and he ended up winning 2 $1 million prizes. Man, what a good day to make a mistake. Fitchburg resident Paul Cochran told Massachusetts lottery officials he bought a ticket for 7 Powerball drawings and later mistakenly thought the final drawing already occurred. So his next ticket purchase included a second ticket for the July 9th drawing. Turns out it went to his favor. 2 tickets, which bore the same combination of numbers, earned him $1 million in prizes in the drawing, with 2 tickets brought his total to $2 million. So you never know. Bad decisions could lead to good things. What about this? An Arkansas man scored a $50,000 prize from a scratch-off lottery ticket less than a month after winning the same amount from the same game. Man, keep playing. This is why I tell people you gotta play to win. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery said the Pulaski County player identified as Travis brought a $20 $50,000 frenzy ticket from the Come and Go store on the Chanel Park, right there in Little Rock. Yeah, doesn't matter. He scratched off $50,000. His surprise was compounded by the fact that he already won the same amount from the same game earlier in July. See, you gotta play to win. You gotta play to win. There's no way I want to get on this ticket, Travis recalled thinking. He credited his second win to doing a good deed just before buying his ticket. He said he gave $100 to a stranger in distress just before making his purchase, and his good karma paid off. Travis said his winnings will go towards purchasing a car and buying his stepdaughter some new volleyball shoes. Good for him. I wish I was the guy that just had the $100. What about this? So, a British Columbia woman's phone has been flooded with calls about a missing cat that doesn't exist, and it's all because of a T-shirt. Natasha Lavoie and Jonathan McCurrick said dozens of calls have come in from people claiming to have found their cat Torbo, but their cat's name is Mauser, and it isn't missing. So let me fill you in on this. Sometimes, like 6 times a day, I'm getting these really random phone calls and people leaving me voicemails saying that they found my cat and they want money for my cat. I'm like, my cat's at home in the air conditioning. That's what she told the CBC News. The couples discovered that Lavoie's phone number had been printed on a T-shirt and sold by a company in Wisdom, New York. And what's funny about this is Wisdom is spelled Wisdum. So dumb, and whoever did that was pretty dumb. They're going to get sued. The shirt features a missing cat poster and Lavoie's phone number. A Wisdom New York representative said the shirt had been pulled from the online store. The use of a real number within the art created was not intentional, they said in an email back to the news. So she said she does not want to change her phone number as it bears a 604 area code, which is difficult to get. I've had my numbers for 20 years. I don't want to change it. I'll just keep not answering. That's something that's going to be tough to get through. I get like 20 spam calls a day, and I'm ready to just throw the phone off into the Mississippi. So she says that she would like a real apology for the company. I've done this long enough to tell you that a real apology normally means some type of financial compensation. I feel like here's what she said. Here's what she wants. She wants the T-shirt. I feel like I deserve a T-shirt after this. That's what she said. I think we both do. So there you go. That's what she's looking to do, to take the company down, 2 T-shirts for blowing up a phone for the next 15 years. So what about this? So this is a weird story. There's 2 more for you, and I'm going to end on the sad one. But this is interesting. So tens of thousands of centuries-old books are being pulled from the shelves of a medieval abbey in Hungary in an effort to save them from a beetle infestation that could wipe out centuries of history. The 1,000-year-old Arcabia's sprawling Benedictine monastery that is one of Hungary's oldest centers of learning and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Restoration workers are removing about 100,000 hand-bound books from their shelves and are carefully placing them in crates, the start of the disinfection process that aims to kill the tiny beetles that are burrowed into them. The drugstore beetle, also known as the bread beetle, is often found among dried foods stuffs like grains, flours, and spices. I didn't know foodstuffs was a real word, but we're all learning today. They also are attracted to gelatin and starch-based adhesives that are found in the books. They have been found in a section of the library's housing around a quarter of the Abbey's 400,000 volumes. So just something to keep an eye out for. It's going to hit the national news cycle because it's a big one, but it's just an interesting one. Now, the books will spend weeks in an oxygen-free environment to kill the beetles. The crates of books are being placed into tall, sealed plastic stacks from which all the oxygen is removed, and that's how they are going to get rid of those beetles. But just something interesting I found, like hundreds of thousands of year-old books that are just, could be in trouble. I don't know if you saw this, and I'm going to end the show on it, but a sad news story. I mean, a really sad one, and I'm not being funny about this. Extreme athlete Felix Baumgartner, okay? You might have heard of him. He was the first skydiver to fall faster than the speed of sound during a 24-mile leap through the stratosphere about a decade ago. Well, get this. He died in a crash Thursday along the eastern coast of Italy at 56. Italian firefighters responded and said a paraglider crashed into the side of a swimming pool in the city of Porto San Elipidio. The city's mayor confirmed Baumgartner's death in a social media post. He was known as Fearless Felix and stunned the world in 2012 when he was the first human to break the sound barrier with only his body. He wore a pressurized suit and jumped from a capsule hoisted about 24 miles above Earth by a giant helium balloon that was over New Mexico. The Austrian, who was part of the Red Bull Stratus team, topped out at 143 miles an hour, the equivalent of 1.25 times the speed of sound. And at one point, he went into a potentially dangerous flat spin while still supersonic, spinning for 13 seconds, his crew later said. The altitude he jumped from was also the highest ever for a skydiver, shattering the previous record set in 1960. Baumgartner's altitude also, for record, stood for almost 2 years. until Google executive Alan Eustace set new marks for the highest free fall jump and greatest free fall distance. But in 2012, millions watched YouTube's live stream of Baumgartner coolly flashed a thumbs up when he came out of the capsule high above the earth and then activated his parachute as he neared the ground, lifting his arms in victory after he landed. Baumgartner, a former Austrian military parachutist, made thousands of jumps from planes, bridges, skyscrapers, and famed landmarks, including the Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil. In 2003, he actually flew across the English Channel in a carbon fiber wing after being dropped from a plane. In recent years, he performed as the Flying Bulls, a helicopter stunt pilot in shows across Europe, but just saw this the other day, and man, what a way to go. But Baumgartner had this to say after his record-breaking jump in 2012. It's hard to describe because you just don't feel it. That's what he said about traveling faster than sound. Sometimes we have to get really high to see how small we are, and that was just how they concluded the story. But just one I saw with you today and wanted to share with you, but I'm out of time. Man, I hope this weather gets better on my allergies because I am just like dying over here. We got a busy week of guests and shows, and I hope you join me for all of them. We'll replay the 9 o'clock conversation you all missed. It was a great one about the Godfrey Dog Park tomorrow. Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.